Every single year, something absolutely incredible happens, and it's right above our heads. We're talking about millions of birds taking on these epic journeys. They're crossing entire oceans and continents. So the big question is, why? Why do they do it? Well, let's dive in and unpack the science behind these amazing trips. And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? How on earth do they pull this off? Think about it. No maps, no GPS, nothing. And yet, their navigation is just shockingly precise. So that's the big mystery we're going to try and solve today.
Okay, first up, the incredible annual journey. Before we get into the how and why, let's just wrap our heads around what this journey even is and the truly unbelievable scale we're dealing with here.
So, right off the bat, you gotta understand this is not just birds wandering around aimlessly. Nope, migration is a super structured, planned out thing. It's a seasonal journey, a round trip between a place to raise a family and a place to just survive the winter. It's a pattern that's literally hardwired into them.
And get this, the sheer endurance is just mind-blowing. Can you imagine flying for days on end, no stopping, only to land in the exact same spot you left half a year ago? It's nuts. The precision is every bit as incredible as the endurance.
All right, if a journey is that demanding, you know the reason behind it has to be huge, right? It's got to be a life or death kind of thing. So let's uncover the motive. It all boils down to three things: food, family, and survival.
So when you think about everything we just talked about, all the risk, the crazy amount of energy, the insane distances, you have to ask, what is the one thing that makes it all worth doing?
It's one word, and it's so simple, yet so incredibly powerful. Food. That's it. The entire engine of migration, the whole massive operation, it all runs on the search for food. It is the ultimate survival mission.
See, as the seasons change, their whole world just transforms. If you're a bird that eats insects, a cold winter means your entire food source just disappears. Poof, gone. Plants stop making berries, water sources freeze over. They literally have no choice. They have to follow the food or they don't make it.
But, in nature, it's almost never that simple, right? It's rarely just one thing. So while food is definitely the main reason, there's another piece to this puzzle that's just as important.
It's this really brilliant two-part survival strategy. They head south to find food and survive the winter, sure, but then they fly all the way back north to raise a family. And why would they do that? Well, because the long summer days up north and that explosion of insect life, it creates the perfect all-you-can-eat nursery for their chicks.
Okay, so we've pretty much figured out the why. It's all about food and family. But that just brings us right back to that other massive question. How in the world do they navigate? So let's unpack what is basically nature's very own amazing GPS system.
Before they can even think about where to go, something has to be the trigger, right? Something has to tell them when it's time to pack their bags, so to speak. They don't have a calendar on the wall, so what is it?
Well, birds are just incredibly tuned in to their environment. They can feel those super subtle shifts when the days start getting shorter. They notice the tiniest drop in temperature. And of course, they see their food supply starting to disappear. All of these clues from the outside world flip a switch on the inside. It's like a biological alarm clock that just starts screaming, "Time to go! Time to go!"
And now for the big one, the real mystery. How does a tiny little bird find its way across thousands of kilometers with pinpoint accuracy? The answer is actually pretty amazing. It's because they don't just have one navigation system. They have a whole bunch of them, all built in. Seriously, it's like they have this incredible toolkit for navigation. During the day, they use the sun as a compass. At night, no problem, they just use the stars as a guide. When they get closer, they use visual cues. They recognize landmarks like a river or a coastline. But that last tool in their kit, that one is the real showstopper.
This is going to sound like science fiction, but it's real. Birds can actually sense the planet's magnetic field. It's like they have a built-in compass. Some scientists even think they might be able to physically see it. Just imagine that. It gives them this perfect, unwavering sense of north and south, no matter where they are.
So we've got the why and we've got the how. Now let's just take a step back and appreciate the epic scale of these journeys and the enormous risks that come with them. It's important to know that not all migrations are these continent-crossing epics. For some birds, it might just be a short trip down a mountain into a warmer valley for the winter. But then there are the others, the ones that undertake journeys that honestly just defy belief. They push the absolute limits of what seems possible.
And if you want to talk about the true extremists of the migration world, look no further. Let me introduce you to the undisputed champion, the Arctic tern. This little bird is truly in a league of its own.
Check out this number, 70,000 kilometers. That's the distance of its round-trip journey, every single year. From the top of the world, the Arctic, all the way down to the bottom, the Antarctic, and then all the way back again. It is one of the longest migrations of any animal on Earth. Period.
So that begs the question, why doesn't every bird just pack up and leave for the winter? Well, some birds are just built differently. They're what we call resident birds, like, say, a cardinal. They're tough, they're adapted to the cold, and they know how to find food all year round. So for them, staying put is actually the safer option. You see, migration isn't a choice. It's a strategy born out of pure necessity. And we can't forget just how dangerous this whole thing is. I mean, these birds face everything you can imagine. Brutal storms, predators waiting for them, sheer exhaustion. And on top of all that, the growing problem of losing their habitats along the way. The sad truth is, a lot of them just don't make it.
So that brings us right back to the central question, doesn't it? With all that danger, why on earth would they do it? And the answer is simple. Because staying put would be even riskier. For these birds, the absolute certainty of starving to death is a much bigger threat than all the dangers of the journey combined. So migration, with all its risks, is still their best and really their only shot at survival.
So next time you're outside and you happen to look up and see that classic V formation flying overhead, just take a second. What part of their incredible invisible journey will you think about? Will it be that amazing magnetic compass they have in their heads? Or the insane 70,000-kilometer trip they might be in the middle of? Or maybe just that simple, powerful drive for food and family that keeps them going? It's this hidden, epic story that's unfolding right above our heads all the time.